Hello again, you're watching BBC News with me, David Eads. These are the headlines. The Biden administration has announced it will not be sending any diplomatic or other official US representation to the Beijing Winter Olympic Games in February next year. The White House Press Secretary, Jen Psaki, said that the decision had been taken in the light of China's human rights abuses. New York's mayor says all private sector workers in the city must be vaccinated against the coronavirus in the strictest vaccine mandate to be imposed anywhere in the US. City employees are already required to be vaccinated. Well, this latest rule will come into effect on the 27th of December. And at the trial in New York of Ghislaine Maxwell for sex trafficking, a witness has said the defendant told him to collect 2 underage girls and take them to the house of the disgraced financier Jeffrey Epstein. Ms. Maxwell pleads not guilty to the charges against her.
The US says its diplomats will not be attending the Beijing Winter Olympics. China has promised a firm response. Hello, I'm Nick Clark. This is Al Jazeera live from Doha. Also coming up.
And when we wanted vaccines, they just kept, giving us the crumbs from their table.
South Africa's president hits out at governments over their failure to deliver on promises of COVID-19 vaccines for Africa. Gambian police fire tear gas on protesters who refuse to accept President Adama Barrow's re-election. And the Biden administration revives a policy that will keep migrants in Mexico while their asylum cases are reviewed.
The U.S. warns it will take action against Russia if Moscow continues its military buildup on the border with Ukraine. Hello and welcome to TRT World, live from Istanbul. I'm Michelle Kosinski. Also ahead on the program, U.S. diplomats will not attend the Winter Olympics in Beijing. The White House says the boycott is over China's human rights record.
The athletes on Team USA have our full support. We will be behind them 100% as we cheer them on from home.
Multiple countries tighten COVID-19 restrictions to slow the spread of the Omicron variant. New York is set to make vaccines mandatory for all workers. And Turkey's president is in Qatar. The visit comes as Ankara works to improve ties with regional powers.
The headlines. China says the United States' diplomatic boycott of the Beijing Winter Olympics is pretentious and won't impact the success of the Games. A 3-party coalition in Germany overcomes the final hurdle to form a new government. Ethiopian government forces regain control of rebel-held towns in its
Britain's health minister says there's now community transmission of the Omicron variant across regions of England, but it's too early to say if this will knock us off our road to recovery. An NDTV exclusive with filmmaker Steven Spielberg on the West Side Story. He says Bollywood music and dance has inspired the world. And the United States has announced a diplomatic boycott of the 2022 Winter Olympics in Beijing because of concerns about China's human rights record.